Hello and welcome back to the Mr. Revision. Today we will discuss about scarcity, types and causes of scarcity. Dear friends, scarcity as an economic concept refers to the basic fact of life that there exists only finite amount of human and non-human resources. So we can say scarcity refers to the limitations. These must be limited goods or services, limited time, or limited abilities to achieve the desired ends. Dear friends, life would be so much easier if everything were free. So it arises some questions. Why I can't get what I want when I want it? Why does everything cost so much and take so much effort? Dear students, that we can't have everything we want the moment we want it is a fact of life. Figuring out how individuals, families, communities, and countries might best handle this to their benefit is fundamental to what economics is all about. We are used to thinking of natural resources such as titanium, oil, coal, gold as scarce. In fact, they are called scarce resources just to re emphasize their limited availability. Everyone agrees natural resources are scarce because they take a lot of effort, money, time, or other resources to get. So, there arises question: does it matter if something is finite? We can easily substitute something else. So it all depends on our circumstances. Most of us don't think of a water as scarce. But if we live in a desert, water is scarce. In fact, economists view everything people want or strive for as scarce. For example, every time we turn on a tap and gets fresh water, that fresh water is part of what economists deem as scarce. Instead of paying our water bills, we could instead hike down to the local river and fill our bottle in the local stream or creek as our forebears did only 100 years ago. That would involve our time, and even in the most pure of natural circumstances, our worry about whether dog might have polluted the stream or creek with the bacteria. Friends, the air we breathe and the sun that shines on us is free. But if the air we breathe are not as perfect or fresh or unpolluted as we envision, so everything people desire or demand is scarce. Scarcity may seem like an abstract idea, but it can be a huge driver in marketing. Scarcity is the reason why almost everyone views those things that are in short supply as valuable. In addition, while it can drive sales, it is not the solution to lagging sales. If marketers use it too much, it may lead to the opposite effect. Marketers will scarce away their consumers. There are two types of scarcity: absolute scarcity and relative scarcity. Let's first look at what absolute scarcity is. Absolute scarcity is where the supply of goods is naturally limited. In other words, there is nothing humanly possible for us to increase supply. However, absolute scarcity is where the number of goods cannot diminish. As for example, we have an absolute scarcity of 24 hours every day. This can't be extended nor can be reduced. And second one is relative scarcity. Relative scarcity is where a good is naturally limited in supply, so there is only a finite number available. In other words, relative scarcity is where supply does not meet demand. For example, news about a temporary gasoline shortage can result in panic and long lines, leading to an even bigger shortage. Hoarding of toilet paper and hand sanitizer during a pandemic caused a disruption in the supply chain of these products, leading to scarcity in stores. And now the causes of scarcity. Three main causes of scarcity: demand scarcity, supply scarcity, structural scarcity. First, have a look at what is demand scarcity. Resources become scarce when demand increases faster than supply. As more people buy goods, there are fewer resources available to others. For example, let's say there is a supply of 1 million barrels of oil delivered to the market. However, over the course of a year, demand increases to 1.7 million barrels. As a result, oil becomes relatively scarce resource, driven by increase in demand. And second one, supply scarcity. When demand is constant but supply declines, we have supply scarcity. However, this is created by limited resources. In other words, there is a dwindling supply that cannot be extended. For example, the Japanese tsunami of 2011 destroyed hundreds of manufacturing plants, which took out a significant source of supply to both domestic and international markets. And the third one is structural scarcity. Structural scarcity occurs when certain resources is scarce to a proportion of population. In other words, there is an unequal access to resources because of political issues or location. For example, people living in the suburbs may not have the same access to a doctor and healthcare as someone living in a city, and also they not have the same choice of schooling to send their kids. So friends, this was all about scarcity types and the cause of scarcity. Hope you get your answers from this video. Thanks. Inshallah we meet you in next video. Till then, Khuda Hafiz.